Tulai whamsinonga ni tau le alea se to awha e tali molianga. Ua iai le fofuanga e vai nai se tasio vai ngā tupe sa whaanga ngā molifale mai fau. Ma ua whaamanueina se tasio whaiaonga i se whailonga ananganta.
Whatalawhatu I se whapupongo tala mailo KVZK nei vai ngole fiafi whaafti tele le whaatasi mai le tātou tunu. E to moatu I tātou tala o se tasio mata upu sa riputia mai le masino umawai. E tu sa imanisio no fuanga sa o sofa ia mangau ia me to tino lea ua I le tula fono. E to whaatau le lea ma e tai 5 se fulu afe tala ia sala tupe ua whaatulanga ina le whaamsinonga e te tala I tua e talia ia lato whaamsinonga. Sau telenga nei o le riputi.
Sa tulai nei ali e to fai lu mo le whaamsinonga whaitu malo e tali o lato mōdianga o le tale pe whale ma le 5 tango vale I no fuanga sa o so whaia I le vao le masino Novema ma te sema o le tausanga umawai. Lea sa afia I le ofisa o le mtanga ruenga o tiute vaenga le Kernel Office whapea le no fuanga I tuuai ia mea tino le ofisa le Pacific Mini Mart, le Pango Trading Company ma le Territorial Bank. O nei o sawhainga ma le whaatinoina o mea tino sa whaongaina whaatasi ai ma tangata sa whaia. E tatai lo lantou so tanga I le sunga ia whaavai longoai o loo modia nei modianga se fulmarifitu. O I lantou e tolu o loo afia nei o nisio sa whainga aduenga I le sunga ia longoai. E tu sa ai ma se riponti mai le Criminal Investigation Division, whaatasi ai ma ngāduenga le Vice and Narcotics Division, o lea ngāduenga atoa, o se tau mawhainga na matanga duenga ina ia tau fia ma ve ese mai I lātou nei, e tali modianga o modia I nei, e le ngata I lea a o tineia o nei unga mātanga I le toe tupu mai le lumanai. O le vaainga ma le tino o se sunga I li leo, lea nā fuayo na maua se tasio nei I li, e suawhai a Lorenzo Sualoa, lea na tu inatu I leo lana moli mau e whapea, o whaavai longo ai e ana le taavale sa whaatino ai ngā yoinga o so whainga e pei o na sa ua. O lea sa ngā ia tua I loa malu le malo I le mauto longo ai, ma le tusi e whaamauni ai le whaatananga e sa ili ai tutonu ma whafolo na mauta, o I lantou e tolu le o loo a fia I nei, o whaasi I John au paau, Jaime Sefo, ma Lorenzo Sualoa, o nisio lau whaingādu e ngai le pisinisi kona karate a le sunga ia longo ai. O mento tino e au fia ai ma tino I tupe e sili atu ma le se la wafe tā la, sa ave sea mai I no fuanga sa o so whaia.
O se tasio fuanga re no fuinga watuana I nei a le a fionga ia le manu ma le tofai ala apui. O le toe vai ina lea o le se lau val se furuono te si mare 5 miliona tā la, sa whaanganga mo le whale mai fou, mai le vaenga tupe e 2 se lau miliona tā la mai le ARPA. Siau tenenga nei o le reporti.
Ua whaamaonia le Oversight Office, le ofisa o loo ia le whaongaina o tupe soani o le ARPA, le toe vai o lea vai ngā tupe sa tu e sea mo le whale mai fou I tonu o se reporti sa tu ina le fono. O le toe whaatulangaina e le whaongaina o lea tupe, wao fia I vaenga o le mālolo o mo mia pele soani, I le whaangai o ia o nisi o ngā luenga a wale whainga mālo fou. O le aso luas fulufitu o le māsina o te sema o mawai, sa pasi ai ma I o ina I le awhionga ia le manu le lisi o vaenga o le a maua vaenga tupe mai lea fuafuanga. E luas fulu ma le tasi te si ma le 3 miliona tā la ua fuafua mo le mtanga luenga o le soifua maloloina. Sa fulu 3 miliona mo le vaenga I whiangai ma polo kalama monga se ngase o le mafaufau po le dementia. Sa fulu miliona tā la mo fale mailai ti whaitu malo. E 20 miliona tā la mo le pūlenga o le wila ma le suawa I tau mafa po le aspa ina ia pea fuafuanga a wale suawa I tonu le atunuu. E 10 miliona tā la wa ave sea mo ngā luenga whaalelea I le EOB ma le matanga luenga o le puipuinga lautele. e se fulu afe mo le fale tupe o atinae a le territory mo le polokalame o le maota home loan. E se fulu miliona tala mo le ofisa o le criminal justice planning e fesoasoani ni isi o polokalama. E lua se fulu miliona tala mo le matanga luenga wafu ma malai valele mo le ngaluenga whaalelea o wafu. E lua se fulu miliona mo le ofisa o le kovana a wa polokalama fesoasoani i whaalavelave whaafosei. E se fulu miliona tala ua tu e sea mo le matanga luenga o ala manuia e fesoasoani ai i ala o fesoatainga i le interneti o lo whaongaina e ofisa le matanga luenga. E lua se la wafe tala ua tu ina atu le PO Consulting Incorporated. Nono yasulele mai lau KVZK News.
E pe ona riputi atu i se taimi ua whano o lo wha ngā solo le whailunga ina, whapea ma whataratara noanga o susunga i whaia onga, e to tolu wa whamanuia ina i se tasi o whailunga i longa, ale malo tele e tuina i whaia onga ua mawae, a la tau wa o ina o mata upo le sainisi, wale matematika i to tolu po tua onga.
O le Presidential Award of Excellence in Math and Science Teaching, ua whamanuia ina i nei au aunanga, o se mitamitanga i matanga ruenga o ngā male atunuu. Ai o se whaamanatu a o whaafufonga le atunuu. E ui i le lava o whaia o ngā whaapea vae ngai mo mie whaatino ai le ngā ruenga. E leo tu unai a lato ngā ruenga i le whaia leo mea sili mo alo mawhanau o le atunuu. O le sunga le tamitai whaia o ngai a Loretta Antonio. E to atolu ai i lato o filifilia mai Amerika Samoa. O lo ngalue i lea onga tūlanga mua i whangalii i lalo le taitaina. A le sunga i le pulea onga ia oso tu i o le motu.
Ia o le process o le Presidential Award, ia e whai lawa sina telo vaenga mua ia e tau na whirwhiria oi mai se isi pui se pulea onga o oi lava ia le vaenga lona lua o le application process. Whaatu muina lea o lau application. O le vaenga lea pe whaia sina whaingatala i titi lava. A wai telo teimi e tauna lava lau teimi. E te nofo le le ilalo ma whaasoa ma whauwhaunga. Au mai le video sa whapena ona e pueina. Ia whapena ona whaasoa mai i lea whesiri ma lea whesiri. E whaavaenga tau o le tustusinga lo whapena ona i tonu. Ia e amasa mai i lo a ina. Wani a wala sa whapena na e whaonga ina tonu o lau video ina i whapena o na maua tamaiti le nei to mai ia o lisi vaenga o a foi ni suenga o lo whapena na e whaonga ina lea taimi sa whapena na pue ina i lau video. Ia le vaenga lo na tolu ia o vaenga ngā o le selection process po le review process ia o le vaenga na e whaonga mai lava i o le steti. I a whapea au sia o le jurisdiction ia whapena o na whatatu whatsaitali. Ia pe mo mai se tato manu ia pe le ai ia a o le nei whailonga ia e nangona lava le nganga whawhitai ia wa e le se awa noa au maua lea so se whaia o ngā lava ia ai moli le nganga whawhitai nisi fo i sa whapena ona langolango ina mailo o nei tangata ia wa fo i au wai nisi o workshops o whapena ona au mai tato ofisa wa o ngai whapenana au wai atu aina. Ia maua fo isina malama tele. A wā fo lea o ina o tamaiti tonu matematika. Ia ai o le nei whailonga ia ese male mana ia. E whaingata ai ese male mana ia o wai e le au maua umai tangata uma. A whapea e te au sia le nei awanoa po le nei whailonga ia I mawhai e te alu I o le whale pae, ia e mau fwoi lau siaki se fulu awhi tāla, ia e awe fwoi malau chaperone, ia e te alu e waaide Presidente o Amerika, ia e talosanga atu I whaia o ngā umalu whapena, na i ele tomai I le numera, ia malisai nisi fwoi, ia it doesn't hurt to try, e te le awa noa lo whapena, tatu mawaina, ma o le nei fwoi awa noa sa whapena, o le tausanga luafe ma le iwa, o le tausanga muli lava na maua I Amerika sa mo le nei awa noa ia o le nei teimi ia, o le wa au sia mai fo I le nei awa noa le au maua, e o loo nei tangata mai whangali I elementary school, ia e muli atua le nganga whaftai ma lava I pule a onga, ofisa wa onga, teacher quality, ia ai mai se uma wo mai masani, sa whapena ona langolango ina mai le nei tangata,
O nisi o whae ea I atu nuu o tau mawhainga ana tama whanau iso o sei tū e au fiai a onga ma whailonga wala to wausia, mai wha moe sa whenga iai atunu mamao. O se tasi o alo le atunu uia Emily Jen, ua ia la asia se tūlanga e anganata, ma o se taimi mua i le tala wha asolopito le territory wha atasinga e ta o le Junior Science Humanities Symposium. Sao, te ringa nei o le reporti.
Ua usia le tamaita ia Emily le tūlanga mua i le tauvanga wha i tūlangi, sa wha i tutonua o ngā maurulunga i le stenti o Hawaii. O le wha moe sa tata ia o onga wha le sainisi, inisinia ma to mai ngā ruenga wha tino, e ala i o la tau mafu whaunga, ma le ata mai e whawhaua i se mea. O Emily Jen, ua ia mawaina se skolasipi e lua awhe lima se lautala, whatasi ai ma le whailonga. O le masino ARPA lo le tausanga nei, o le a whatasi atu ai le alo le atunu. I le tau vanga tele, au fia i whanau wa o ngai lo se lau whase furu lima, sa whaamanu e ina mai tau vanga wha i tūlangi ale maluk tele. O le Junior Science and Humanities Symposium, o se tau vanga o lo launangowina i le US Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, ma le Space Force. Ina ia whaasoa, ma au awina i le tumai se mata upu, e au fia i le sainisi, teknolosi, inisinia ma le matematika. Whalia fo ili whingalo fia o le awhionga de whaatonu le tu maua le matanga ruenga wa onga ia mai whau Mary Tau Fitee, i le neila asanga mabulunga mo le territory. E le ngata i lea a o le vaenga le matanga ruenga o lo ngafa ma mata upu i tutonua wa onga a le malo.
Inisio tala o le tamaitai whaipule ia ui whaatali au mua amata o le a avea ma tōtino o le komiti o mata upu tau i le vai whafo o le mauta o sui o le Congressional. E au fia imalana mata whaiui o le sui te fono le subcommittee po le soa komiti mo mata upu e tau i le atu Asia i se sae ma le Pasifika. O le a ngāru lue whaatasi ai ma le sui te fono ia Young Kim. Siau te ringale nei o le reporti.
E tele tofinga mga ruenga whai wa to fia i le sui au o le antinu o le Congressional e au fia i le ngalue o ia i le soa komiti mo mata upu e tau i Afrika. Le e taita ia e le taita i fono ia Christopher Smith. O se sui sini o le Congressional ma e silia ma le fase furu tau sango lana tautua. Sa ngāru lue fo iwi whaatali ma le taita i fono ia Smith i le soa komiti sa ia taita ia i le Congressional lona se lau se furu ma le balu. O le taita i fono ia Smith o se taitai o se tasi sa langolango ina malosi le sa o tonga i tapo inga po le Religious of Freedom ma mata upu tau aia te tau tangata. O le neiso komiti e iai fo i whainga whaavai au tū ma so tanga wha le tū la fono i le tūlangi o le Pasifika e alai le whaava aia o whaalaput putonga whaavao ma lo o levo na ngāru lue whaatasi ma Afrika ma le Pasifika pe oni awa noa e whaalau tele atua i le Pasifika. O le a whaau pea o na ngalue e le hawhionga iau i whaatali le komiti a le mautou sui e mata upi puna o wha le natura le e iai o na mata whaiu i fōu. O se sui te fono le soa komiti mata upu i aseta le United States te initia, whapea ai mana mata upu tau insula afea. O lo ngalue fo i amanta i le komiti a le mautou sui, o lo ngafa ma mata upu tau i veteran afea. Lea o lo iai lo na tūlanga mawulunga e avea ai ma sui te fono le komiti atoa. Isi mata whaioi o ia o se sui te fono o le fono au atu moto le Pasifika, ma o se sui te fono o le fono tele ale kona karesi si sifo.
Ma o tatu tala muli o tala mai pia. Na la ngai le taita ai o le tua ngai atu i la epa lupe soli ai sa i le mali le ngoi. Atu ngalunga i le palemene i le so. I le whainga tau le whaingo talo sanga mo visa o tu inatu. E le maloni usila i tangata anu o Samoa. Sao tengane nei o le reporti.
E le o se taimi mua lea wa au mai ai le mata upu iluma o le palemene. Na fisilingi e le taita ai o le tua ngai pe aisea ua whaatino ai. E le malo New Zealand, ia tūlanga whaingatā, mo i la tau e talosanga visa mai Samoa. Na saunoa tū la epa e ai se whaiwhi au, mai se e ka le sia i si usenga na te ena lana talosanga mo se visa, i le matanga o le nei vai aso. Sa ai le whaamoemoe o le sunga le whaawhiangainga e malanga i New Zealand, mo le toe sauninga le tuangane o lona whalitua, ai peitai na te ena le talosanga i lunga, o le lata o le whaia a le sunga le whaawhiangainga, ma le ua maliu, na whaalia le fia o le taitai o le tuangai. Mana ia ta ua o se mata upulea sa ia tau mawhai e fō ia, i le taimina a vea i o ia mapalemia. Na ia tua ia fo i New Zealand, ona o le tofi ina o tangata i whailonga lanu, e ngā lulue i lātou ofisa i Samoa. Mana tala sanga ina fo e tu le epa le whainga mā lo iai nei ina ia sila i lea whaafitauli ma whaia iai se fofuanga. Toi e tawhiangai mali I mō tala lau KVZK.
Usi mai alau mai mua se vai ngole tātu tau whape fo I tūlanga le tai dene fiafi.
Pasili silanga mai la onga tulanga lua leone. Mo le silafia le mamalu o matua o alo mawhana u le onga tulanga lua leone. O le aso an tae au I anuari lua se furu tolu, mai le itula e se fulu ni tae au se ipa ia le itula e tolu I le afiafi. O le atau au ina I reporti mo le semester mua. O le ale mawhai o na moa se abanoe te lua whiwhasoa iai ma le whaia o ngā luwalo. A whai e mo mia o na itala noa I le whaia o ngā luwalo. E te tau o na whaatulanga se lua wheilua inga e te tonu o le se fuaso. Mo nisi o fesili whaafisota I le numero le ono valuvalu vitu ono valuvalu.
O le whaingunga nao tātu tala mai lau KVZK, te motu seisi o na whaabuponga I le aso an teo, manuia tere ina I a whainga marulonga le tātu tunu u tō whaasuifua.
Four men implicated in a spree of burglaries arrested and charged. Over 180 million set for specialized hospital, reallocated for other projects. Loretai Ono is the recipient of the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. Talofa, this is your evening news. A series of burglaries targeting residential homes, businesses, and government facilities occurred between November and December of last year in Uli, Tafuna, and Ili. This crime spree recently resulted in the arrest of 4 suspects: Fa'avai Longwai, Fa'asi'i John Aupa'au, Jaime Sefo, and Lorenzo Tuipine Sualoa. The men appeared before the district court yesterday and are currently being held on bail of $50,000 each. The primary defendants charged with a series of break-ins and robberies between November and December of last year, Fa'avai Longwai faces a total of 17 criminal charges. According to the criminal affidavit, In response to numerous reports of break-ins within the Tafuna Business District, the Criminal Investigation Division conducted a stakeout with assistance from the Vice and Narcotics Division of Personnel. This operation was designed to apprehend unknown burglars and prevent further incidents at local businesses and government offices. The government's case asserts that Longwai, along with 3 other defendants, was involved in multiple break-ins at several locations, including the Tafuna branch of the Territorial Bank of American Samoa, the K9 Kennel Office of Customs in Tafuna, the Customs Warehouse at the airport, the Pacific Minimart Retail and Wholesale Warehouse, the Pango Pango Trading Company, and a local golf course. The co-defendants are Fasi'i John Aupa'au, Jaime Sefo, and Lorenzo Sualoa. Aupa'au and Sualoa had been identified as employees of a landscaping business owned by Longwai. Court filings indicate that at approximately 1:30 a.m. on the 20th of November last year, the Tafuna branch of the T-Baz was burglarized. Although no significant items were reported as stolen, the bank sustained property damage. Defendant Sefo, described as a close associate of Longwai, informed law enforcement officials that he and Aupa'au entered the bank and began to ransack the premises. Aupa'au attempted to pry open the ATM with a sledgehammer, but was unsuccessful. As a result, they discarded boxes containing bank files. Longwai allegedly instructed Sualoa to ignite a fire using the discarded documents and boxes after exiting the bank. However, as they attempted to initiate the fire, a vehicle entered the bank's parking lot, compelling them to abandon their plan and flee the scene. Court filings say that on November 30th, the Customs K9 Kennel Office in Tafuna was subjected to a break-in, resulting in the theft of various items including boxes of vaping products, foreign cigarettes, and 4 12-gauge shotguns. Subsequently, on December 5th, the Customs Warehouse in Tafuna was burglarized, leading to the loss of a bicycle, a bolt cutter, a drill, and a .22 caliber ammunition. In court filings, Sefo indicated that he provided information to law enforcement stating that Longwai had proposed a plan to target a specific container located within a fenced area of the customs warehouse, which Longwai claimed contained a significant quantity of ice previously seized by customs authorities. On the 6th of December, the Pacific Minimart Retail and Wholesale Warehouse in Tafuna was also burglarized, resulting in the theft of several high-value items with an estimated total worth of over $6,000. Following this, a burglary occurred at the Pango Pango Trading Company warehouse on the 9th of December, and personal documents were stolen. Several tools were recovered at the scene, including a flat crowbar, a hammer, a steel sledgehammer, a steel pipe wrench, and a black duffel bag. On the 12th of December, the golf course reported an attempted theft of a ride-on lawnmower. The police investigated and revealed that Longwai and Aupa'au attempted to load the lawnmower onto Longwai's truck. However, they were interrupted by 2 golf course employees. They allegedly succeeded in stealing only blowers, a charger, and welding equipment. The government alleges that numerous items reported missing from these burglaries were recovered during a search of Longwai's residence and an adjacent building utilized for his landscaping business. Furthermore, surveillance footage captured a pickup truck with an attached trailer near the site of the burglaries, which is allegedly registered to Longwai. A temporary check bearing Longwai's signature, reported stolen from the PPTC safe, was used to pay for fuel and obtain cash at a local gas station. Longwai has been charged with 17 counts, including 2 counts of first-degree burglary, 3 counts of trespassing, 3 counts of conspiracy to commit theft, 4 counts of stealing, conspiracy to commit arson in the second degree, attempted theft, and second-degree burglary. His initial bail was $100,000. However, it was reduced to $50,000 during his initial court appearance on Tuesday. The other defendants face similar charges, albeit fewer in numbers. Joyetta Fengay Mali with your news on KVZK. The previous administration reprogrammed over $180 million left of the $200 million in ARPA funding approved for the new specialized hospital. The American Samoa Government American Rescue Plan Act Oversight Office has confirmed the reprogramming of over $180 million, as detailed in a report submitted to the legislature. The reallocated funds will support existing sub-recipients to ensure their availability for the incoming administration, thereby addressing the deadline of December 31st, 2024, for the obligation of all ARPA funds. Former Governor Lemanu Palepoi Salingamonga approved the final reallocation list on December 27th, and the requisite documentation was processed to fulfill all obligation requirements. According to the report, $21.3 million has been designated for the Department of Health, with $13 million allocated to the dementia-friendly project and $10 million towards community health centers. An additional $20 million has been reallocated to the American Samoa Power Authority to enhance water distribution systems. Moreover, the report specifies that $40 million will be allocated for public building programs, the renovations of the Executive Office Building and the Department of Public Safety. Other allocations include $10 million to the Development Bank of American Samoa for the Malta Home Loan Program, $10 million to the Criminal Justice Planning Agency to support nonprofit organizations, $20 million to the Port Administration for improvements to the wharf, and $20 million to the Office of the Governor for Emergency Relief and Response to Natural Disasters. Lastly, $15 million has been allocated to the Department of Commerce for its broadband program, while $200,000 has been designated to cover the final invoice to Pioa Consulting Incorporated as the project and construction manager for the hospital that was proposed. Joyeta Ferrai Mali'i with your news on KVZK. In other news, as previously reported, the 3 finalists for the Presidential Award of Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching have been identified. Loretta Atonio, a mathematics educator at Whangali'i Elementary School, will be the final teacher to be honored.
As representatives of the Department of Education and the Government of American Samoa, we proudly place our territory among the esteemed applicants from all states and territories. This represents a valuable opportunity to present our tiny island to a broader national audience. This evening, we conclude our recognition by honoring this prestigious award's third and final recipient. Miss Loretta Atonio, a mathematics teacher at Whangali'i Elementary School, is led by Principal Miss Ososo Tuilamotu.
One of the most inspiring moments is when I have attended a lot of workshops, different workshops such as math workshops. And there are administrators or mentors that have mentored me to become this person as I am today. They have pushed me, and I have applied for this award for 3 consecutive years. And as 2021, I was selected as one of the jurisdiction award or the finalists for this award. And it is very challenging to me because it was not an easy task for me. It required a lot of time management, not only because I teach and then go home, I have other roles and responsibilities as a mom at home. And they have inspired me to continue to do better. And I am very excited to be here today because of them. The PAMES Award is the Presidential Award of Excellence and Mathematics and Science Teaching. Since 1983, 5,500 teachers have been recognized for this amazing award as well. And the process takes 5 steps. Number 1 is the nomination process. Number 2 is the application process. Number 3 is the review process. Number 4 is the state selection. And number 5 is the final selection. The nomination process, this is where teachers have to select themselves, or a colleague or an administrator have to select you as a nominee. The second step is the application process. This is where things get a little bit difficult because it requires a lot of writing. For the application process, this is where I had found difficult to do because not only you need to get letter recommendations, you have to upload your resume, you also have to upload a lesson plan, supplementary materials, citations, and also the narrative part. The narrative part is probably the difficult task for me because it requires a lot of writing. And this is where you need to reflect yourself on the video that you have videotaped. That is the last process, and that is the videotaping. On the narrative part, it's all from the video. So there you have to reflect on all the questions. First, you have to select what are some of the strategies that you have used for student achievement. Also, what are some of the assessment that you have used. The other part, this is where you share your expertise. What are some different strategies that you have used in the classroom so that students are able to achieve their goal at the end of your lesson?
The American Samoa Department of Education is thrilled to announce that Ms. Emily Chen, a senior at Pacific Horizon School, has made history by becoming the first student from American Samoa to earn first place at the prestigious Hawaii Pacific Junior Science and Humanities Symposium.
The competition occurred from January 18th to the 19th of this year at the University of Hawaii Hilo and the KMC campus in Honolulu, Hawaii. This regional event focused on STEM is renowned for inspiring the next generation of scientists, engineers, and innovators across the Pacific. Emily received a $2,500 scholarship, a certificate, and a commemorative plaque for her groundbreaking achievement. This milestone is significant for both her and the American Samoa community. Her pioneering research titled Science of Autonomy, Optimal Path Planning has revolutionized maritime navigation. Emily's work identifies the most efficient travel routes by analyzing environmental factors such as ocean currents, vessel speed, and fuel efficiency. Utilizing advanced simulations with MATLAB and Mobile Xterm, her study highlights the critical role of adaptive path planning in enhancing navigation safety and energy efficiency. The event also celebrated the accomplishments of 6 outstanding finalists from the 37th American Samoa High School Science Symposium. These talented students showcased their innovative research at the regional competition, proudly representing American Samoa. Emily Chen will advance to compete in the National Junior Science and Humanities Symposium, which will be held in Chantilly, Virginia, from April 22nd to April 26th of this year. This national event will unite approximately 245 high school students who qualify by submitting and presenting original scientific research papers at regional symposia nationwide. Additionally, around 130 high school teachers, mentors, university faculty, military personnel, and other supporters will gather to celebrate student achievements and foster the next generation of scientists and engineers. The Junior Science and Humanities Symposium, sponsored by the U.S. Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Space Force, aims to promote original research in STEM fields among high school students and to recognize their outstanding contributions through competitive presentations and public acknowledgement. Dr. Mary Taufete'e, Acting Director of the American Samoa Department of Education, expressed her heartfelt gratitude to the educators, mentors, parents, sponsors, and supporters who made this success possible. She also gave special recognition to the ASDOE Science Health Division and the Division of Curriculum and Instruction for organizing the High School Science Symposium for both public and private schools. This initiative was made possible through the generous funding by the U.S. Department of Education Consolidated Grants for Insular Affairs provided. Nunu Yasulele with your KVZK News.
Congresswoman Uifatali Aumo'amata will serve on the House Committee on Foreign Affairs for the 119th Congress, including her role as Vice Chair of the Subcommittee on East Asia and the Pacific, where she will continue to work with Subcommittee Chairwoman Yang Kim. Congresswoman Uifatali Aumo'amata has been appointed to serve on the Subcommittee on Africa, chaired by Congressman Christopher Smith, a veteran member of Congress with over 40 years of service. Amata has previously collaborated with Chairman Smith on the subcommittee he led during the 118th Congress. Chairman Smith is a longtime advocate for religious freedom and human rights. This subcommittee has also vital policy and legislative connections to the Pacific region, overseeing international organizations that currently engage with Africa and the Pacific or may expand their work into the Pacific. Congressman Brian Mast, a veteran who has received the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart, chairs the full committee. Congressman Darrell Issa serves as the vice chairman. In a statement release, Amata noted that her primary focus will always be on American Samoa. However, the islands are crucial to the U.S. shift towards the Pacific and the growing influence of China. And she represents both American Samoa and the broader Pacific Islands in their committee work. The U.S. is reaffirming its commitment to the region. However, the challenges they face must make important policy decisions to collaborate effectively with other Pacific nations. In addition, Amata will continue her role on the House Committee on Natural Resources, where she has taken on new responsibilities as the vice chair of the Subcommittee on Indian and Insular Affairs. She also serves on the House Committee on Veteran Affairs, holding a senior position as vice chair of the full committee. Furthermore, Amata is a co-chair of the Congressional Pacific Islands Caucus and a vice chair of the larger Congressional Western Caucus. Joyeta Fengay Mali'i with your news on KVZK. And in news from APIA, the opposition leader, Tulaepa Dr. Sailele Malielengoi, has raised concerns in Parliament in Samoa about the increasingly difficult visa application process imposed by the New Zealand government on Samoan citizens. The former Prime Minister described the situation as outright discrimination, noting that this is not the first time the issue has been raised in Parliament. The opposition leader questioned why the New Zealand government has implemented strict requirements for Samoan visa applicants. He shared the case of a church minister from Siusenga, whose visa application was rejected earlier this week. The minister intended to travel to New Zealand for his brother-in-law's funeral, but his visa was denied given his relationship to the deceased was not considered close enough. The former Prime Minister expressed frustration, stating that he had attempted to address this issue during his time in office. He accused New Zealand of appointing individuals with discriminatory mindsets to their positions in Samoa, a practice he believes continues today. Tulaepa asserted that discrimination is still present with the New Zealand High Commission in Apia. He maintained that such a prejudice is a root cause of the challenges Samoans face when applying for visas. He mentioned that many people sought his help with the complex visa application process, both during and after his tenure as Prime Minister. Tulaepa urged the current government to investigate and tackle this ongoing issue. He emphasized that Samoans are simply asking for easier travel to New Zealand and Australia. Furthermore, the former Prime Minister pointed out that if New Zealand can offer visa-free travel to certain Asian countries, the same privilege should be extended to Samoa. Joyeta Fengay Mali'i with your news on KVZK. Up next is your weather report.
Here's an announcement from Leone High School. We would like to inform you that the first semester students' report cards will be available for pickup on January 23rd, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please note that there will be no conferencing meetings with teachers during this time. Only report cards will be distributed. If you wish to meet with teachers, you will need to schedule an appointment based on their availability within 10 days from the end of the semester. For any further questions, please feel free to contact the school at 688-7688.
That's your news. Thank you for joining us. Good night.